The Tao Daily Tarot is just around the corner. Here's a little heads up about what's coming up. The overall theme here is happy, happy. That's very, very nice. How do you get to your happy, happy? Well, you got to go here and you got to go here. But you know what? It's not a bad journey. Details coming up in just a little bit. Well, hello and welcome yet again to the Tao Daily Tarot. Thank you very much for being here. Whether you're a first-timer, long-timer, cross-watcher, makes no difference. You know, if you've been here at least one time, you are always, always welcome. Much gratitude to you. Thank you so very much. Alrighty. For the first-timers, let me give you a quick rundown. I do an archetypal reading, okay? I also focus on energies, and I generally use only 8 cards, sometimes 9, sometimes 10. It all depends how the vice versa information is coming out, how the juju, the frequency is coming out. But generally, only 8 or 9 cards from 4 decks. Now you're saying, why so simple? Why so? People lay out whole tables full of cards. Well, first of all, more is not necessarily better. In fact, I find more often than not, more is more confusing. You have a real mixed bag of all kinds of things going on. Secondly, because I focus on energies, I don't predict. What I'm doing is empowering you, not somebody outside of you. Very often with predictions, you're waiting for something else or somebody else, and then you react. Not how it works here. I focus on the energies of coming, going, pushing, pulling, and think of it as an energetic weather report, just like a regular weather report. Is it going to be sunny, cloudy? Are we going to get rain or snow or tornadoes? What are we going to get so I can prepare? Well, this is the same thing I'm doing with energies, and these energies circulate around the whole planet at the same time, but they show up in everybody's life uniquely, individually. So what I do is I give you the energetic weather report, and then you fit it into your life to navigate your life more effectively. You are my focus, nothing else. You. Alrighty. Also, I do a hyper shuffle, and I try to get this reading in about 10 minutes. So if I'm trying to work on that tight window to make sure it's a quick, easy read for you, remember the Tao, basic, simple, easy. Then how about if we start at the beginning with the hyper shuffle? Alrighty, there we go. The Hyper Shuffle. Let's get to our reading for the day, the Tao Daily Tarot. This is the Oracle card, the overall temperature of this energetic weather report. I want you to think of it that way, an energetic weather report. And the overall feeling, happy, happy. Ooh, I like that. Happy, happy. Okay, let's take a look at why. First thing I notice when I look at all the cards, we have a fair number of cups here, 4, maybe 5. Anyway, let's get to the energies, huh? The energies of coming and going. Knight of Cups. Aha. Aha. Very, very important in terms of setting the tone for this whole thing. Knight of Cups is very sensitive, romantic, of course, you know that, emotional. And also somewhat introspective. Keep that thought in mind. Introspective. Okay, we go to the next card here in the energies of coming and going. We're talking about the 7 of Pentacles. This is when you look at what you've done. Look at what you value. Okay? Yes, he's looking at the work that he's done. But remember, Pentacles are things that we value. Yes, it could be money, but it could also be milk chocolate or kitties or puppies or whatever. Whatever you value. Okay? And he's looking at this going, is it worth continuing to invest? And that may be a question that you're asking yourself. Your current direction in life. And boy, it is tough. Last year and a half has really toughened it down for a lot of people. Is it worth the investment? The things that you thought were important, do you still think are important and we're working toward? We move from there to the energies of pushing, pulling. 3 of Cups. Now, if you were doing a love reading, I suppose this could be a third-party situation. Don't see it at all that way. What I see is you welcoming in the world and vice versa. You deciding, I want to make connections again. This past year, year and a half has separated me from not only people around me and people who I love and respect, but also from parts of myself. And it's time to reconnect. Okay? So again, you see the whole love factor here. And again, I'm looking at self-love because remember, the Tao daily reading is all about you. It's not about other people and what they're doing necessarily, alrighty? It's how you handle your energy. And we go now to the final card in pushing or pulling, and it is the Queen of Cups. Aha. There you go. You want to talk about love. This might be the ultimate love card. Queen of Cups is obviously very loving, very intuitive, sensitive, compassionate. Alrighty. I'm thinking as I'm looking at this, and I very often do, if you've followed the tarot readings I've been doing for a while now, I always look at this as a kind of a situation of self-love. Here she has, 1 foot in the water, 1 foot on land. There's a stability, but there's also an emotional quality, an intuitive quality. And maybe those are the kinds of things that you need to tap into because in the end, maybe you're looking to reconnect with the parts of yourself that you love or find the parts of yourself that you love. Very, very important because remember, the overall feeling here is happy, happy. That's what you're going for, okay? And connecting with the love portion of yourself, very important. We have the first magnifier card, is the Queen of Pentacles. She knows her worth. She knows her value. And so that's really, again, something that I'm looking at in regards to you and this whole self-love idea, self-appreciation anyway. Yeah, she's very down-to-earth, very organized, mature, trustworthy. Maybe it's a time to reevaluate what you think is important, what you think is valuable. And you've probably been going through all of that. But maybe with this one big pentacle there and this peacock right behind, how about if maybe what you need to do is kind of strut your stuff a little bit. You don't have to do it in a crazy way, but in a self-assured and a confident way. Because for sure, the Queen of Pentacles is confident, no doubt about it. We have the second magnifier card, Justice. Love this card. Justice kind of brings the past and the future together. Yeah, it really does that. Because what you're doing is you're kind of balancing things out. You're kind of bringing them to a nice stasis, a healthy stasis. And so, this is an awakening, a rebirth, a new perspective. Yeah. And with the two of kind of like swords that you see there, kind of from coming out from each hand, sort of. Maybe it's a realization, understanding that you are better than you think. You are worth more than you think. You are more loved than you think, especially if you love yourself. Really important. And now, rarely do I ever do this, but I have 3 vice versa cards because they told a story, and I couldn't stop. So here we go with the Tower card. Tower card doesn't have to be anything big, terrible, ugly. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. This is a case where I don't think it's ugly. I think this is tied very much in with the Justice card. This is that realization, that insight, that, oh, wow, man, I never thought about this before. It's an awakening. It's a rebirth. Maybe a little uncomfortable, but I don't think it will be painful at all. I think this is really what's coming if it hasn't gotten here already. And probably by the full moon on the 24th, you will see the effects of same. Here we have a card that I very, very, very much like. And it kind of ties in very nicely. It's temperance, right? Balance, moderation, healing. So you put those 2 cards together, this idea of a tower and a healing. And you see why I just don't get the feeling that the tower's going to be anything bad. In fact, if you tie these 2 cards together, Justice along with Temperance, you know where you're headed. You know very well where you're headed. And it's a good place. It just may be a little bit uncomfortable for you. Maybe for some people even a lot of bit uncomfortable. But you're headed to here. 10 of Cups. Alrighty? The happily ever after. Now, does that mean you're going to have a perfect life at this point? No, of course not. We know that. But you will have a life that is emotionally satisfying. Something that I think many people have not had for at least the past year or 2. And maybe never have ever had, especially if you are not connected to yourself, you don't love yourself. This is phenomenal, and this is the reason why I put these 3 cards together purposely, because there is a phenomenal story there, providing I can set these cards up straight correctly. Really important, the Tower, and then you get to that point where you find stability, and there you go, you find the Ten of Cups. Again, it is a very, very powerful reading. And remember, coincidentally, or not so coincidentally, what the card was that was the overall temperature of this reading. That is happy, happy. You get it? It all comes together. It all begins with you. You are on the verge of beginning the journey to loving yourself, the most important love of all. Ooh, I like it a lot. Alrighty, good. That's the reading for today. Please like, subscribe, share, hit that bell. And every time that you come to take a look at one of the tarot readings, please always hit that like button. It is essential in terms of trying to put it together and making sure that the people at YouTube know that you like what you're getting here. Alrighty, very good. Excellent. So, thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much for your friendship and your love. I appreciate it very much. And between now and the next time you and I sit down to talk tarot, blessings.